Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope you are well. So welcome to my video series. This is video for day number 59. We're coming up on 60%. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and keeping up with this video series. Today I don't have any crazy outlandish stories. I just wanted to drop a quick 5-minute video, and I wanted to talk about the biggest advantage that I feel like I've had in the past few years that I think a lot of my peers have not been afforded, and that I think is going to be beneficial for society as a whole if more of us got that advantage. And that advantage is the advantage of being able to live alone, like away from your parents, away from everyone, because I find that not a lot of us have had the opportunity to be able to do that. And especially where I'm from in Zimbabwe, a lot of people my age tend to mostly live at home, and they've never like lived apart from their parents. So this is not a video like disparaging or like whatever. You just take it however you want to take it. So for the most part of this year, that's 2024, from January I'd say to maybe August, yeah, to the end of August, I mostly lived in South Africa. And for 3 months of that time period, I lived in Johannesburg. I was renting an apartment with a friend of mine. We were sharing an apartment, in my own room obviously, but we were sharing the kitchen and the bathroom and all that stuff. And I lived alone. It was awesome. I learned so much from it. And even before that, this wouldn't be to say that this was the first time that I was living alone, but like before that, I was a student at Ocean University of China, so I was living in the dorm rooms, so I wouldn't necessarily qualify that as independence, at least not at the level at which I had when I was living in Johannesburg. So what I learned quite a bit of lessons from living there, particularly surrounding the maintenance of a place that you live in. That if you live in a place, the how much work it takes to like maintain and keep a place clean. It sounds like super basic, but it's something that you have to like work at and put effort towards like every day. And I learned this mostly from my sister, because a place in Pretoria, it was always on point, and like the way that she did her shopping to just keep her place like running smoothly, all of that stuff, I learned from that and applied it to my own place. But then by far the biggest advantage that I gained from living alone was the fact that it gave me freedom of thought. I could think, because I think that, for example, when it comes to something like being religious and religion and all that, I think a lot of people, they subscribe, or they are as big into church as they are at the moment, because it's attached to their living environment, such that if they moved out and found their own place, they probably wouldn't go to church as much. But then you don't really know this until you live on your own. So for me, freedom of thought came in the sense that I felt like I had the freedom to think whatever I wanted to think. Like you have the freedom to go to leave the apartment, come back whenever you wanna come back. You can have whoever you want to have for as long as whoever is you want to do. But then, if you have never had that, one day when you do have it, it's going to be like a shock to your system. So for me, it wasn't really a shock to my system, because I had technically been living alone in China before that anyways. So I think that now I'd say I'm quite more mature than like very mature for my age, because there's like a certain way that I carry myself, and I'm able to manage my freedom in such a way that it's not something that I use to destroy myself, but then I use it to build up myself much more further. Not to say that I'm some like evolved being or anything like that. I'm just saying that the experience that I've had with living alone has boosted me in my maturity. So I'm not like the type of person who's gonna be like out all night just because I'm not the kind of person who's gonna be like, oh yeah, I gotta have a girl here in my place every day just because I have the place. I'm not it's I don't know how to put it. It's quite an interesting evolution that you go through if you have your own place. You have a sense of independence, you have a sense of pride about yourself, and whenever you lose it, yeesh, man, you're trying to get it back as soon as you can. So when I moved here to this campus for my masters, I'm always thinking about, yo, how am I going to move out of here and get my own place? Because this thing of having a roommate isn't as fun, you know what I mean? So I feel like we have almost like as the youth have been denied that opportunity to be an adult, an independent adult who thinks for himself, who provides for himself, who has got pride and takes pride in who he is, because he has like real true independence. And if you are a parent, I'd encourage you to find ways to encourage your children to move out, even if it's, hey, you're gonna go half and half on your rent if you move out or something like that, because it changed me in a very positive way, and hopefully maybe it can do the same for you. Anyways, gotta get back to the grind, guys. I'll see you all on the other side.